Hey team, Jesse Reynolds here with your WOD video for Wednesday, September. I think this is what the 23rd now. So I want to just visit with you now. I know this is 3 days in a row of you guys having to listen to me now, but I want to visit with you another important topic that I've been seeing a lot and thinking a lot about, and that is the power of impending events. So yesterday we talked about working your pay period calendar, and you've got to do that. But then there's these larger impending events that you want to make sure are a part of your commitment. I'm going to start from the top down. The first and most important one is Advonation. If you have even just an interest in income and AdvoCare, you must be registered for Advonation. You simply will not have your business grow if you are not at Advonation. I want to take that a step further. So first off, is get your ticket. If you do not have your ticket, you have no business sharing AdvoCare's opportunity with other people. It's okay if you just want to be a hobbyist and make $100 or $200 a month, but I'm talking to the business builders who want something more for their future. You see all that AdvoCare has to offer, and you know this can be something for you. There's no way to get where you want to be. If your goals are $1,000 to $3,000 a month or more income, if you want to be debt-free, if you want to have more time with your family, if you want to travel and see the world, you have to be at Advonation. If there was another way to help you do it without getting to Advonation, well then we would let you know what that way is. But unfortunately, the reality is, in order to get what you've never had, you have to do things that you've never done. And so getting to Advonation is one of them. Even if you've been to an Advonation or a couple Advonations and you're maybe not yet at your goal, that's okay. You need to be at this next Advonation. There are things that you're going to see and that you're going to learn and that you're going to experience. I think of like my sister and brother-in-law who went to about, I don't know, 8 or 9 of them in a row and didn't really see the growth in their business. And then just 2 times ago, all of a sudden it clicked and their income grew from a few hundred a month to $2,500 a month in 6 months time frame. That would not have happened if they were not in the room at Advonation earlier this year. So that's the first part. Now, if you haven't been, get your tickets. Again, you can't invite others because it's not just about you. When it comes to building your team, it's not sign up on my team. It's you want to find out what the people on your team's goals are, what their purpose is, what their vision is for their family and their future. And if you will take an interest in that, and if you will make that a priority, helping your team members get where they want to be, then they have got to be at Advonation. The same thing holds true for your team members. They can't get there without getting to Advonation either. So I want to encourage you. Advonation is still, I don't know, about 3, 4, just under 4 months out now from where we are. I think we probably got about 14 weeks or so. But so the thing is, we still have time, but all of the Advonation events will sell out. So again, reserve your ticket first, but then don't be stuck waiting till like mid-December saying, hey, it's just close, you know, we can get it then. If it's sold out, it is sold out. You do not want team members being stuck without the ability to get Advonation tickets. So look at your team. Look at your Advonation sign-up sheet and look at who is and is not registered, and then start making intentional direct phone calls, not tagging people on Facebook, not group texting people. That's not how this works. This is a one person at a time conversation business. Now I want you to think about this. As large as mine and Beth's team is, we still do individual phone calls. Why? Because that is the most effective way to build our business and to help other people understand what is in it for them. So again, go to your AdvoCare website, log in, buy your Advonation ticket. It is only $69. The second thought I want to share on Advonation, though, is many of you live in an area where you have 2 different Advonation events on different weekends that are only within a 5 or 6 hour drive each way. That's what's going on for Beth and I. Go to both Advonations. You will learn something different at both, and then you will also be able to bring team members to both. You can't invite people to something that you're not doing. It's not as effective of an invitation. So Beth and I, the reality is we will have a 2-month-old baby boy, and we will be at both the Orlando Advonation and we will be at the Atlanta Advonation. We are investing in our future, our business, and our team, and we're going to both Advonation events. So look at the calendar and see either where you have team members or what else is close by, and get yourself to 2 Advonation events. I can guarantee you that is what every high-level leader in AdvoCare is doing. They're not going to just one Advonation event. Again, if you happen to be lucky enough to live in a city where there already is one, then get on a plane and go to another one. That's what we used to do with National Success School anyway, when that was twice a year. is we'd have to fly out to Dallas. So get on a plane and go somewhere and invest in your future and invest in your team. Secondly, then, large group meetings. So we have regular weekly meetings and everything, but then, however often, every month or every 6 weeks or so, there's usually a large group meeting within a couple hours drive. So Beth and I, we're here in Jacksonville, and when we got started, there was a large group meeting down in Orlando that we would go to every other week. Now, I would work a 12 or 13-hour day. We would hop in the car, drive 2 hours down to Orlando, go to the meeting, drive 2 hours back at night, get back at midnight, be back at work before 7 a.m. again the next morning. That was what we did because we were committed to where we're going. But guess what? Because we disciplined ourselves to do a few things we didn't want to do back then in terms of the tight hours. Everybody's busy. If you're busy, I understand that because I used to be super busy too. Every successful leader in this company they didn't start off because they said, I've got all the time in the world. Most successful leaders here start off because we don't have enough time. But again, for things to change, things have to change. And so find ways to get in the room for these big events. Inside and out events are all over the nation right now. Find a close one to you, and close, again, maybe 2, 3, 4 hours. That's okay. And also just pay attention to all the other events. If you have a corporate team member within a couple-hour drive on a weeknight, get yourself in the room and invite people. Beth and I, we do our weekly meetings here in Jacksonville. We have 60 to 80 people in the room on a Thursday night, and we don't need to go to other events to get a bunch of people together. But guess what? This coming Monday, we have Stephen Whitwell coming to Palatka, which is an hour away. Beth and I have no team members in Palatka. We're getting in the car and we're driving there because there's a corporate team member doing a meeting only 1 hour away. We are going to go there. We are going to show our leadership, and we're going to invite people to come along with us. So what if you want the paycheck and you want the freedom that comes at these higher leadership levels? The question is, are you willing to do what it takes to get there? And getting yourself and your people to impending events is the #1 skill in AdvoCare. Lastly, then, I want to talk to you about smaller, regular meetings, whether it's just a weekly mixer or like in Jacksonville, we have a weekly opportunity meeting at one of the local universities. We teamed up with some leaders and we rent a room. I want to encourage you, if there's nothing going on in your area right now, start hosting a meeting at least once a pay period. That's at a bare minimum. You start getting some momentum, do a meeting once a week. If you find cross-line team members who are on the same page in terms of the leadership and character and integrity of AdvoCare, lock arms with them and maybe do a meeting together once a month. Have that vision of being a pioneer, of driving that flag down on the ground and marking your territory, taking over a market, opening up a new area. That's what Danny and Diane McDaniel did back in Austin back in 1997. He talks about it in his book, Only Believe. By the way, if you have not bought Danny McDaniel's book, Only Believe, go buy that now. Get it on your Kindle so you can start reading it tonight. It is a game-changing book for your AdvoCare business. But again, have Saturday morning trainings. Beth and I, we just went to a cross-line team member Saturday morning training and brought one new team member with us this past Saturday. Guys, we know the fundamentals of AdvoCare. We already have a diamond paycheck, but we can never stop learning, and we can never stop showing our team the importance of learning. I know, and I'll be honest, it was a pathetic turnout. It was an awesome training. I mean, the leader who did it did a fantastic job, but it was a pathetic turnout. When I know how many people in Jacksonville say they want to build a business, I know it's easier to watch an online web training than it is to get in the room, but getting in the room at events and bringing people with you to events is what successful leaders do. I want to encourage you to discipline yourself to find ways to get in more meetings more often. And we all have life to balance. Don't do anything that's unwise. But I want to ask you simply, what if you started doing a few things different? What if you started doing a few more things? If you started working with seriousness and focus through the rest of the fall, so that you could reap the harvest come January when AdvoNation hits, when weight loss season hits, when AdvoCare goes to beyond $1 billion in 2015? Are you going to sow seed now into your business, not just talking to people, but doing all the other things beyond that that help maximize and leverage the AdvoCare business experience and opportunity? Are you willing to do those things so that come 2015, your family can have complete financial freedom? We have already made our decision. We are working this thing harder than ever right now. We are treating this like we're rookies, even though we've been in for 7 years. We're going to more events. We're talking to more people. We're sponsoring more distributors. I hope you catch that vision also, because this is the greatest time there ever has been to build an AdvoCare business. and you do not want to be looking back on this 5, 10, 15 years from now saying, I wish I would have treated this more seriously. Anyway, with that, you guys are champions. We are only 1 week in on the biggest 3-week pay period in the history of AdvoCare. Let's go out there and get to work.